The Hangover Part III. Is the final installment of this trilogy really that bad? Well, in a way, yes and no. Find out in my review of this film right now. Big Days Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Noel, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 2013 action buddy comedy flick, The Hangover Part 3, released by Warner Bros., produced by Legendary, and once again directed by Todd Phillips, who co-wrote the script with Craig Mazin. The film was released on May 24th, 2013. Bradley Cooper, Ed Helms, Zach Galifianakis, Ken Jeong, Justin Bartha, and Jeffrey Tambor all return from the previous films. Harry Graham from the first film returns as well, plus Mike Epps, Melissa McCarthy, and John Goodman as well are new additions. Now this time, the Wolf Pack consists of Phil, Stu, Doug, and Alan are back, as this time they try to get Alan the help he needs after facing a personal crisis after the bachelor party in the previous film. However, things go awry when an accident from the original film comes back to haunt them. This film was released 2 years after the events of the first of the after the previous film. Unfortunately, unlike the first two films, this film got dissed big time by the critics, but still was a success though. If you haven't seen my reviews of the first two Hangover films, click on that card and it'll take you to the playlist I've created in case you might have missed my reviews of the first two films or if you want to see them again. A few seconds for y'all. Okay, that'll do it. Now, let's begin. 2 years after the events in Bangkok, Leslie Chow escapes confinement during a prison riot in Thailand. Meanwhile, Alan Garner causes a multi-car freeway pileup after he purchases a giraffe and accidentally decapitates it on a low overpass. Alan's father Sid, upset about the incident and furious that Alan will not take responsibility for his actions, dies of a heart attack mid-lecture. Upon hearing the news about Alan's craziness, Alan's brother-in-law, Doug, informs Phil and Stu that Alan has been off his ADHD medication and is out of control. The group attends an intervention in which Alan agrees to visit a rehabilitation facility in Arizona where he can seek treatment as long as the Wolf Pack take them there. Phil's minivan is rammed off the road by a rental truck, and the Wolfpack is taken hostage. They are later confronted by crime lord Marshall with Black Doug as his head enforcer. He tells them that a few weeks after their shenanigans in Vegas, Chow hijacked half of a $42 million gold heist. And seeing how Alan has been the only one to communicate with Chow during his imprisonment, deduced that they could locate him and retrieve the gold. Marshall takes Doug as insurance and gives the others 3 days to find Chow, or else Doug will be killed. Alan sets up a meeting with Chow in Tijuana where Stu and Phil will hide and attempt to drug him. However, Alan accidentally reveals their location and Chow forces them to confess they are working for Marshall. Chow explains his plan to retrieve the stolen gold from the basement of a Mexican villa he previously owned. They break into the house and successfully retrieve the gold, but Chow double crosses them, locking them in the basement, rearming the security system, and escaping in Phil's minivan. They are arrested but mysteriously released from the police station. They are picked up by a limousine and taken back to the same villa they helped Chow break into, where they see Marshall and Doug. They learn that Chow had lied to them. The villa was in fact Marshall's the whole time, and the gold they stole was the other half Chow did not get from Marshall. He spares the group for the oversight, but kills Black Duck after his mishap with the drug deal from the first film and reminds them of their now 2-day deadline. They track Phil's phone, which was left in the minivan, and find it left outside a pawn shop in Vegas. The owner, Cassie, tells them that Chow traded a gold brick for only $18,000, far less than its actual $400,000 value, and gives them a business card for an escort service Chow is using. Using Stu's former lover Jade as their contact, they learn that Chow is barricaded in the penthouse suite of Caesar's Palace. Phil and Alan sneak into his suite from the roof, but Chow escapes jumping from the balcony and parachuting down to the strip. Stu catches up to Chow and locks him in the trunk of Marshall's limousine. They take the gold and meet with Marshall, who releases Doug when they reveal they cannot secure the original half as Chow lost it in Bangkok. Although Marshall has promised not to harm Chow, he shoots up the trunk of the car, presumably killing him. Now for the ending, you know the procedure. You have 5 cents to sub this video. Go to the description box below. Fast forward to the time below. As I count down now, if you've seen the movie already, please continue. Okay, you've been warned. However, Alan had given Chow a fighting chance to escape from the trunk through a backseat compartment just moments earlier and armed him with a gun. As soon as Marshall discovered the trunk was empty, Chow emerges from the limo moonroof and kills Marshall and his bodyguard, but spares Phil, Stu, and Doug because Alan saved his life. He offers Alan a bar of gold as a gift, but Alan turns him down and ends their friendship because of Chow's unhealthy influence on the group. As Chow sadly watches them leave, they go to retrieve Phil's minivan from the pawn shop, but Alan chooses to stay and makes a date with Cassie. 6 months later, shortly before getting married, Alan resigns from the Wolfpack. And that's the end of the story, but in the mid-credit scene, the Wolfpack plus Cassie appear to have staged another wild party that they can't remember. Stu awakens to find himself wearing a pink lace thong and now has breast implants. Uh-oh. Alan remembers that the wedding cake was a gift from Chow, who emerges from the bathroom naked, carrying a katana, and the chain smoking Bangkok monkey drops from the ceiling onto Stu, startling him. And that is in the story. So, what did I think of The Hangover Part 3? Well, like the previous film, it's kind of a mixed bag. I appreciate we're having a little action in it just for kicks, but it does have a few misses and what have you. It does have some pretty big songs and what have you in its soundtrack, which that's really incredible. And of course, they have Christoph Beck to do the score again, so that was good too. Well, upon its release, the film still did well, despite being distant, what have you, but it didn't quite come close to matching up to the previous two films. So it had the weakest, well, bit of the overall total, but still was a success, making 362 million worldwide against its 103 million dollar budget. But the reviews for this film were heavily dissed and negative, as I would give you. Rotten Tomatoes has this at 20%, which is 14% lower than the previous film. Saying less a comedy than an angrily dark action thriller, the film diverges from the series' road formula but offers nothing compelling in its place. Metacritic has it at a score of 30, and CinemaScore gave this film a B. Describing the film's negative reception, Variety speculated that the series had become critic-proof. Variety dissed it, saying, ditching the hangovers, the backward structure, the fleshed-out characters, and any sense of debauchery or fun, this installment instead just struts its long-suffering protagonist into a road chase narrative. Yeah. The Hollywood Reporter wrote, young viewers looking for unbridled raunch will be sadly disappointed, and so will other moviegoers expecting more than a few wan chuckles. The New York Times called the film a dull, lazy walkthrough that, along with The Big Wedding, has a claim to be the worst star-driven movie. I've seen The Big Wedding The LA Times said, I'm not, well, its reviewers say, I'm not sure who let the dogs out this time, but they should be made to pay. Richard Roper said for the Chicago Sun-Times that director Todd Phillips delivers a film so different from the first two, I'm not even sure if it's supposed to be a comedy. Well, the only positive review I could find was from the Associated Press, saying the film runs a different sort of risk by going to darker and more dangerous places than its predecessors, both artistically and emotionally. It dares to alienate the very audience that made The Hangover the highest grossing R-rated comedy of all time. Well, I didn't mind it going a different direction. It does have a little bit of comedy in my opinion, since I've only seen it once, like the last film, because I wasn't sure what to think of them. But anyway, The Hangover Part 3 proved to be really, really crazy with all its action, what have you. So, I am going to say it's fine, but I just wish it could have been just a little better. But however, we do have the same guys in the Wolfpack once again. We have Bradley Cooper as Phil, Ed Helms as Stuart, or should I say Stu, Zach Galifianakis as Alan, and of course, while he resigned from the Wolfpack, Justin Bartha as Doug. Now, of course, we have Ken Jeong back on board as Chow and Jeffrey Tambor as Sid. Heather Graham returns as Jade from the first film. She was good. Mike Epps plays Black Doug. John Goodman plays Marshall. He was pretty good. And of course, we have Sasha Bareilles and Jamie Chung back. Jillian Vigman's Stephanie, Phil's wife. And Sandra Curry plays Linda, Sid's wife, and Ellen Tracy's mother. Melissa McCarthy plays Cassie, yes. Who, of course, was already known for being a big star, especially being, well, half of TV's Mike and Molly. And of course, she did all sorts of other movies that would start with The Heat. So, anyway, I think this was a fair way to end it, but I wish it could just use a little bit more spin and polish on the comedy, though. Do I appreciate them trying to go a different direction with a little action, what have you? But it's just not enough to save this film from being so. So I don't really consider this to be a bad movie. I think this is a kind of a 50-50, good and bad film. But you be the judge. The cast is still good, and Todd Phillips' direction's fine. I liked how it went from back to the way it was originally. And its score and soundtrack's not bad either. But like I said, it's just that it could have used a little more comedy. It did give me a few good laughs. So overall, would I recommend The Hangover Part 3? I'd say maybe give this a draw between give it a one-time watch or avoid it. Pretend it didn't happen and just stick with the first two films. Yeah, that would do it all right. I mean, if you weren't, in other words, if you weren't too thrilled with the second film, then just stick with the first one. But I still say you should give it a one-time watch if you are a hardcore, only if you're a hardcore completionist. Enough said. So, what did you think of The Hangover Part 3? Let me know in the comment section below. If you liked the video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel. Make it grow, make the views grow. Enough said. Next time, I'll be giving you my next Saturday morning TV log. And if you like this, consider checking out some of these other films. And plus one TV show that's pretty good. I'll go ahead and give you my TV log of Mike Tyson mysteries in the upper left-hand corner. You know Tyson does not appear in this film, which that's just factually short of a shame. Or if you want some other stuff, check out my reviews for this film right here. Which, hang on, I'll be back when I get you a suggestion or two. Okay, sorry about that. If you would like something else, check out my review of Road Trip, one of Todd Phillips' earlier movies, the upper right-hand corner. And the bottom left-hand corner is my review of one of Bradley Cooper's early films, and that's Wedding Crashers from 2005. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.